Hey guys, we're here to do another real quick review. And like I said earlier, we need to move the camera. Hang on. We should be good now. There we go. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so we're here to do another real quick review. I'm just gonna quickly go through a few albums that I think are like worth checking out and listening to. Um, this is the Sublime album that has What I Got and all their hits on it. April 1992 was one of the hits off of here too. Basically, like every single Sublime song that you could possibly like is on here, including Summertime. This is the Oasis album that has Super Champagne Supernova, as I would call it. Basically, like every single hit that they had in 1992 to 1993 is available on this album. Champagne Supernova is probably my favorite song by Oasis. It's one of those albums that's so epic. This is Tragic Kingdom by No Doubt with Spiderwebs and I'm Just a Girl, and their slow songs and Morning and all those songs. This is the album right here. This is the best No Doubt album ever made. This is the MTV collection, the 100 best one-hit wonders from MTV's. This came out, I believe, in '91, so it's got like Pearl Jam and all of those bands on it. Speaking of Pearl Jam, the album 10 with Jeremy on it and all their other hits is right here. This is a great album if you are a fan. This is the first Garbage album that has Stupid Girl, and basically all their earlier hits. And I'm a huge Garbage fan, anyways. I've always been a big fan of that band. Um, this is Odelay, the Beck album that has like New Pollution, Devil's Haircut, a bunch of hits from him on there. Again, a great, amazing album. This is the Michael Jackson one. This has all of his hits on it from the 80s and 90s. I'm looking at the back of this. There is 20 tracks on this. Definitely worth owning if you're a fan. This right here is the best Seal album ever produced in his career. This has Crazy, Kiss from a Rose, every single hit that he had in the 90s is on here, including music from a soundtrack. Definitely worth it. This is my favorite Aerosmith CD. This has every single hit from them dated back to 1974 up until like 1991 or 92, I think. Either way, really good Aerosmith album. You can't go wrong with Aerosmith. This right here is the Guns N' Roses album that has Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, Sweet Child of Mine, November Rain. Every single, again, earlier Guns N' Roses is on here. Even the song called Hollywood Hills, I believe, which was about the Sharon Tate murders. Kind of an interesting song. This right here is the Gin Blossoms. This is another 90s band that was very successful in the early 90s, but couldn't really make it past like probably the mid 90s. They kind of like went out in the middle of nowhere and didn't really do a whole lot of new music. They are touring recently regarding, I believe they're on some type of 90s tour. This right here is the Nine Inch Nails album, the 1992 album that has all their hits on it, including Closer and a bunch of others. Head Like a Hole, I believe, is on here too. And here is the best, let me rephrase that, the best industrial rock heavyweight champion of all techno, rap, and rock band ever. Prodigy. The legendary group Prodigy from London, England. And which, by the way, I'm a huge Prodigy fan, if you did not know that, people. So this has Firestarter, Smack My Bitch Up, The Funky Shit. Basically every single hit from the first album is on here, plus a few songs from their second album. So this says 14 tracks. Definitely worth it. This right here is the Backstreet Boys album that has all their hits on it from the first two albums, plus Backstreet's Back, bonus music video footage, and making of the video. This was a re-release that is very hard to try to get a hold of, and it took me like 3 years to get a hold of it. Straight Up Don't Tell Me, the Paula Abdul album. This has Cold Hearted, Straight Up, One or Nothing, Forever Your Girl, Spiritual, Knocked Out, The Way That You Love Me, Opposites Attract, and a few other songs I've never heard of, actually. This right here is the remix album, the Mariah Carey remix album that has the song that she did with Jermaine Dupri, and also the song that she did with Brian McKnight. And Rainbow is also on the song, or on the CD, sorry. This is the Shania Twain album that came out not too long ago, actually. I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago. This album is called Up. There's lots of good songs on it. It's modern stuff, but it's actually really good. This is the Madonna album, True Blue, which actually celebrated its 21st anniversary actually this past week of the release of this album. There's a lot of really good songs off that album, actually. Here's the Janet Jackson's 90s album. Janet Jackson 90s album. This has Black Cat. Basically, like every single song you could possibly think of her career in the 90s, Janet Jackson is on here. You get like 20 songs on there. Here is the Stone Temple Pilots album that has all their hits from the 90s on here. Here is the Rolling Stones Live in Japan, the entire album, which is a really rare one to get. This is the Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits collection, including the song that he did with Rob Zombie. Here is one of my favorite bands of the 90s that didn't get enough credit, Marcy's Playground. This album has Sex and Candy and a bunch of other songs on it. And I'm going to get made fun of this, but actually I have the entire Aqua album with Barbie Girl on it and a bunch of their other hits. I don't care what you say, they were an iconic techno band from the 90s, deal with it. Or kiss my butt. That simple. Here is the Motley Crue album, Dr. Feelgood, which has all their hits on it, including Welcome Home, Dr. Feelgood, and a bunch of other songs that are awesome and kick-ass. This right here is the Amy Grant album that has Baby Baby and a bunch of her other songs that were real popular in 1994. Halfway through the albums here, guys. This is the Natalie Merchant solo album, which is a great album, honestly. Carnival is on here, which is a great song. Here's my favorite Blues Travelers album from 1993 that has a bunch of their really good songs on it, and I suggest checking that out. Here is the other version of the Paula Abdul Straight Up album, the International Edition, which this has a live version of I Need You, Straight Up Don't Tell Me, and Knocked Out. Here is the Rebel Yeah album by Billy Idol. This is a great rock album. I definitely recommend it if you're a fan. We're getting to a point where we're running out of space. We may have to move some things. Here is the Paula Abdul album, Head Over Heels. Again, I'm a huge Paula Abdul fan. You can't say enough about Paula. She's such a great artist, and she does so much for the music community. And here's the other Paula Abdul music collection. This is the Greatest Hits collection. I'll show it to you guys. This has 19 tracks on it. So, with that, we've officially gone through most of my CD albums. The only ones that I was not able to come across yet were, I want to talk about, like, the first Eminem album was really, really good. Even the second album was really good. Devil Without a Cause, the Kid Rock album is really good. The first Rob Zombie album is amazing with Dracula and Living Dead Girl and a bunch of his other songs. Let me think here. The Smashing Pumpkins, for example, that's another one of the bands that I think should be on this list. I have to keep going through my collection and see if I can find some of this stuff. But there's just a few bands I wanted to mention. The first Papa Roach, like the first Papa Roach album that was in 2000, Infested, is really good as well if you want to check out that. I'm trying to think here. The first two albums of Sum 41 are amazing. Then you have to go into like bands like Blink-182, and you know what? We'll even say like the first three Metallica albums are really good. I couldn't really get into stuff after like probably 1993. It's just not my cup of tea. And just heads up, and you have to consider the boy band craze in the 90s as well, like bands like Five and NSYNC, LFO, just a few to mention that some of their albums were actually pretty decent. But I just wanted to do this quick, awesome review, go through some more albums, just see what you guys have to say about some of this stuff. Again, I want to just reiterate over and over again that I love and appreciate all of you guys for all the support that you've given me for all these years. And we'll keep doing music video reviews and talk about movies and do what we want to do here. So, peace, guys.